What's up, guys? I'm BTC. We got an update on the SYMMETRA rework timetable, as well as what Blizzard thinks we could have for a total number of heroes in Overwatch. We've got a pretty decent amount of information regarding the upcoming SYMMETRA changes. Although we don't have all the specifics like cooldowns, we have a pretty good idea of what the character is going to look like and what she will be capable of once the rework goes through. And now it seems like we just got kind of an unofficial timetable as to when those changes are going to start to roll out. I've already made a couple of videos going through all of the changes in depth, so if you want to know all that stuff, you can go and check out the other videos. Really, the simplistic thing is they're moving SYMMETRA from the support category into the defense category. They're taking away some of that utility that she has, and they're cranking up the amount of damage potential that she can have. But one of the things is that the lock-on is going to be going away, and they're going to be making it so that it functions a little bit more like Zarya's beam. The ultimate is getting changed to some sort of giant shield wall. The teleporter is going to be a regular ability, and also the mini sentries are going to be a lot stronger. Again, I'll talk about all that stuff in depth in the other videos, so you can go check that out. Now, what I wanted to talk about now is the timetable, because we haven't gotten any specifics, but there was recently an interview with some of the Overwatch devs, and they talked about whether or not characters will ever be removed from the game or removed from certain seasons. And this is what they had to say. It's always a possibility, but it's not something that we're currently discussing have happen in the near future. I think the only example, and it's a very specific example of taking a hero out of the roster, is SYMMETRA not being in the finals of the Overwatch League. And that's for completely different reasons. And quite obviously, the reason is because the character is going to get a rework. But it's a lot more significant than some of the other character reworks, because with D.Va, for example, they changed a little bit of the defense matrix, and they also gave her the micro-missile abilities. But the character still played generally the same as it always did. With SYMMETRA, it's going to be completely different. New SYMMETRA will be played entirely in a different way than the old SYMMETRA, so it makes sense that they're going to pull it out of the roster and not let it be playable during their finals. But if the finals are going to take place July 27th and 28th, then that means that the character is very likely going to be fully playable and on the live version of the game well before that. The anniversary event ends on June 11th. I would expect to see a new PTR build with the SYMMETRA changes sometime later that week. So 12th, 13th, 14th, somewhere in that range. We'll have it on the PTR for maybe 3 or so weeks, and then it's going to be pushed to the live version of the game sometime early mid-July, but again, it will be disabled for the Overwatch League finals. On top of that, we're also getting a new hero early July, and then shortly after that is going to be the Torbjorn rework. And speaking of new heroes, just how many characters is Blizzard going to be adding to Overwatch? Well, in that same interview, they gave a little bit of information about that as well. So it says there are still heroes on that list of the 50 that were pitched at the start of development that we're excited about that we have not made yet. When we bring new people onto the team, they hear us talk about heroes as if they already exist, with their codename and everything like that. And they're all the heroes that we have been excited about for a long time. We just haven't gotten the opportunity to make yet. There are a lot more ideas that we haven't shipped than we have. Every new character that Blizzard has added to Overwatch was designed to fit a need. So when we got Ana and Moira, it was because the game didn't have enough healers. When we got Orisa, it was because we didn't have enough tanks. The only character that was added to the game that didn't fit a specific role that was needed was Doomfist, and that's because it was just a fan favorite that people kept asking for, and Blizzard said, okay, we'll just add it into the game. So it seems like there's a fairly large untapped pool of characters, likely divided into offense, defense, tank, and support, and whenever Blizzard says, okay, we need more of this, they just go into that pool and kind of pick whichever one they think will be the best fit and kind of solve whatever issues they currently have going on. Blizzard also seems pretty committed to the 3 new heroes a year thing that they've been doing. So we have one in March, one in July, and then one in November. It's not really slow, but it's not super fast either. At that current rate, it would take about 7 years to get up to 50 characters. Now, contrary to what a lot of people might think, adding more characters doesn't make it more difficult to balance. In fact, it makes it easier to balance the game. The reason being is because when you have a very small hero pool, it's easy for one character to be way too powerful because there aren't enough other counters, there aren't enough other strategies and synergies that can possibly deal with that one character that's too strong. But as you continue to add more and more and more, there ends up being a lot more varied strategies. So instead of just having the triple tank or the dive or whatever it happens to be, you can have all these different types of team comps that will synergize, and it makes it so that one particular character can't actually be that powerful because it has a lot of counters in the game. Personally, I think that 3 characters a year is too slow, and it should be at least 4, maybe 5, but I think 4 would probably be a little bit better of a situation. But as long as they add Jetpack Cat at some point, it's all good. What new character would you most like to see? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my Discord server. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. The links for that stuff are down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.